Well, what's up, everybody? Hey, we're doing another final, and this is the Finish It in February final. We should have a theme song for that. Something like Finish It in February. Tim, Charlie, you're welcome. Please use it as you choose. Um, yeah, we worked on the Revell Porsche 914-6. It's the 2-in-1 kit. This is the box flap here, and we did the N version because there was no one or two for us on this one. Yeah, so again, it was a stalled build because it had some major issues, which was they weren't insurmountable, but they were just annoying if you want to do something fun and creative and stuff like that. There was a lot of speed bumps. There was things that are getting in the way, and as far as I'm concerned, you can't spell Porsche without the letters P-O-S. That's right. So the decal pack with this kit is actually very nice, except for the fact that the registration is just a little bit off and things are printed just a little bit to one side. So there's going to be a little extra carrier film to one side or the other of some of the things, some of the bits. I neglected to double check my decal sheet so that when I was detailing the dashboard, I actually ended up drilling out the dashes and putting in some nice looking little gauge decals and stuff from Best Metal Car Parts, and then I went back and checked my decal sheet, and I had decals there for the gauges. Well, no, they're in the decal stash. The color we used was just regular old Tamiya, like TS orange. I think it's pure orange. It's the same color we used on the General, I believe. So it's TS close enough, I guess is what they want to call it. We did strip the chrome off the little insert down here on the front bumper as well as the rear. On the front bumper, we just painted it all semi-gloss black because I saw some photographs for that. I thought it made it look a little more racy, probably a little more truer to what we would see here in the States because of the 5 mile an hour bumper rules that we have here. So that I don't know, I just kind of like the look of it, so I went with it rather than painting it all body color. Sometimes the color orange can be sort of overwhelming or orange-overwhelming. So, knocking it back a little bit usage-wise was kind of a good idea. Interesting little side note is these little marker here, I thought they were little blobs of mistakes or something like that on the actual transparent tree. Like, oh, actually, these little bits of rice here are supposed to be the side markers. Okay, cool. So let's paint them up with some Tamiya TS26, the transparent stuff. TS26. I digress. X26, I'm sorry. X26, and then put a little bit of silver on the background there so that they would show up off that orange body a little better. Again, the decal set does have decals for the Porsche emblems all over the car, wheels, and I believe steering wheel too. Oh, and yes, if you're noticing it, that windscreen, that is looking mighty nice because we actually went after that with the Nova system. I ended up sanding off just about all the frost that had gathered on there from our little mishap with the super glue. And so we just sanded that all off, and we went after it with the Nova system and some polishing discs on our Dremel, and it doesn't look bad. I mean, it could look worse. It did look worse, as a matter of fact. So that's the motto of our shop. Could always look better. So, or maybe it should be, it could always look worse. Maybe that's truer. I did decide to go ahead and add on a couple of small decals up here for the SCCA Racing Association. I thought that would be kind of fun since this is kind of like a weekend track car more than it is going to be a daily driver. Definitely not going to be going to the grocery store on this little dude because you probably won't make it home. But yeah, the BBS wheels, definitely a nice touch. We did go and paint them gold. We painted them gold. That's Tamiya TX12. What's with my T's? X12 in there. We just brush painted those, and they came out spiffy fine. So I thought that was cool. And then we just did a little bit of aluminum paint up here on the door latch. Again, I double checked my decal sheet later on and found out there's a decal for that. So happy days. This decal here with the Porsche name, that was actually kind of a pain in the neck because it is super thin. It does conform to all the crooks and grannies just fine. But I tell you what, though, making sure this dude here is straight, because it had a lot of waves going on there. Again, a lot of waves going on there. It was a little bit of a nail biter there, but we were able to persevere nonetheless. And then around the back side of the business end here, it does have different types of license plates. And I thought for some reason that New Jersey would be an awesome thing. I think I was thinking of my buddy Craig there while we were building this one. So I put the state of New Jersey, which is what's the New Jersey state slogan? We'll hide your bodies for you, something like that. So the rear lid does open, and in the back we have, oh look, it's the Target top roof. Oh cool, I forgot that was in there. So I did do a little dirtying back in there. I could go back and clean that up a little bit, but meh, it is what it is. But yeah, final assembly on this guy was tedious. This whole chassis pan here has to fit in just a specific way. The way the body was warped and everything, it just, I don't know, it was giving me fits and stuff like that. So I took my time making sure we got that on there right. The engine lid does lift up also, and it is in the up position. So we're going to tilt up a little bit and look at my dirty wall there. And then, so we got the carbs drilled out, so that's kind of cool. And that's all you can see. That's it. There's nothing else in there to look at. That's right. So we're going to close that. Bye. Thanks for playing. And then for the Porsche logo up on top of there, I just hit that with a number 2 pencil. Is that showing up there? I can't see. I got to glare on my lens. Yeah, there we go. I just hit that with a number 2 pencil. Basic, simple stuff. The rear windscreen is actually in there. I polished that up. As a matter of fact, that was a piece I practiced on before I went to the main screen. On main screen, before I went to the main screen and did all that up there. But yeah, that's a weird fit in there because it's at a little bit of an angle, tilting towards the rear. So getting everything fit in there just right was a little bit of another one of those, dang, do I really have to keep dealing with this stuff type of situation? But otherwise, that's pretty much it. Interior is super basic. We've shown a video of that before. We'll just tilt up again. We did have an issue with the dash face because when we were doing final assembly, for some reason you have to glue the dashboard to the body, right? So when we were trying to get the chassis up inside, there's a little cubby down just ahead of the shifter. That was getting in the way. I didn't realize that was interfering with the dashboard. So once I finally forced it into place, I heard a clank and something had fallen to the floor. And of course that was the dashboard. So we ended up having to figure out how to tack that back in there while everything was already put together. So it was not, it was fighting to the very end. So let's go ahead and tip them up on the side. Oh, by the way, there is a dinky little mirror that looks like the cell phone that's supposed to go on the body. I set it aside, not really wanting to deal with it, and I lost it. So lucky me, I don't have to deal with that. And just before filming, this wheel here got loose. So we'll see if that actually falls off. On the bottom of the car, we did some exhaust staining on there. It could be better. I thought about hitting it with some Ushi powder to tone down some of what's going on here, because right now it looks like it drove through a Kool-Aid packet. But yeah, underside of a Porsche, not that awesome. It is a little dirty and scuzzy though, so I like that. So there we go. That's it. Finish it in February is done. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Thank you to Mr. Tim and also to Mr. Charlie for putting this on. That was a very inspired idea. If we have this again next year, I'll know what to look forward to. I know I've already got something set aside for it. I just don't know it yet. All right, y'all. Talk to you a little bit later on. Bye now.